If I asked you what your least favorite movie, book, game was, you'd probably have an answer in an instant. If I asked you what the worst movie, book, game was, you'd have more pause. It would take time to measure. Can a question like that even be answered? Is there an objective scale to even measure art? Sure, there are games like Gollum, movies like The Room, books like Empress Teresa, but can you truly call these not art? Is there a worst of any genre of art? If you ask a tabletop gaming player that question, they will have an answer for you, and it has 5 letters. F.A.T.A.L.
It's the best role-playing game that there could be. Adventure to adult Lechery.
Standing for Fantasy Adventure to Adult Lechery, or From Another Time, Another Land in the second edition, the game supposedly tries to make a very realistic and adult experience for the tabletop gaming player. I don't think I can name a single fan of it except for maybe one of the creators. It is ridiculously complicated, deeply hateful, and painfully unaware of its own absurdity. Women get penalties to all of their stats, there are armors that turn you into ethnic stereotypes, and half the book just feels like fetishes put to print. And that's not even to talk about the actual gameplay problems. The complete arithmetic needed to get basic stats, the uselessness of 70% of the actual text, the complete lack of verisimilitude. I think this is best encompassed by the fact that you can have a negative anal circumference in the game. This is a good time to bring up a content warning for this video, as the identity of this game is very much engrossed in that whole fetishistic territory. I don't think that you can really talk about F.A.T.A.L. without diving in to some more sexually explicit detail, including some aspects of sexual violence, a lot of homophobia, sexism, a lot of sexism, just general isms all over the place. Essentially, if you're sensitive to just problematic stuff in general, you're not going to want to learn about this game. When it gets all too graphic, I'll let you know, don't worry. This is, in the most objective way possible, the worst tabletop game out there. And we are going to play it. Now, I want to be crystal clear, I am not condoning or endorsing this game. I am here to mock it. I want to mock it, you are here to laugh at it, and coincidentally, that is done just by actually playing and experiencing it. So let's just get on with it. Now, I don't have a physical copy of the book, but I do want to point out that I am doing a master's program right now, and I am reading a book called Character Strengths and Virtues for it. That book is over 800 pages long. It's a hard read, but F.A.T.A.L's book is longer and harder. That is not an exaggeration. This book is 900 pages long, at least in the first edition, which is the version that we're going to be playing. See, I want to experience the raw F.A.T.A.L experience. Not only am I a sucker for older editions, I played 3.5 after all, but they removed a lot of the more interesting elements with the second edition. So we're going to go ahead and go with the first edition for this one. So, the plan is this. We'll be making 2, count them 2, characters. They will fight. One of them will be crowned the F.A.T.A.L Supreme Champion. Then I will forget about this entire experience. Sounds good? Let's go. Let's go ahead and make our character completely randomly, just like the book insists. What is necessary to play this game? Some gaming dice. I have mine here. The actual copy of the book, numerous copies in fact. The F.A.T.A.L character generator program. Now we'll be getting back to this later. The Tabletop fantasy world. The Grimorium Genitoris, we're not going to be using that. The Grimorium Monstrum, we're not going to be using that. The Grimorium Vetifatura, we're not going to be using that. Pencils, erasers, scratch papers, and graph paper. I'm going to be using Excel. I made a handy-dandy sheet on it. I'm not going to be using paper. Miniatures. We will be using that whenever we get to it. A gaming mat? Yes. Calculator? God, yes. And players. I don't want any of my players to be experiencing this. I'm going to be doing this alone. Blah, 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 blah. So, the game tries to get you to make your ability scores first, your sub-ability scores. You'll see what I mean. This is a terrible idea. I have no idea why they want you to do this first. First things first, you should try picking a race and gender first. They probably fixed this in the second edition. I'm not sure, though. We are going to be rolling randomly. I'm missing my dice. What the heck? My dice are missing. What? Where are my dice? I think I have the ones necessary, but I don't have my D20. What? I'll be back. Some face stole my dice. Okay, I'm back. I have 2 sets of dice now, which will be useful. Most of the game is played with these, the D100s, the percentiles. I have the hiccups, excuse me, I'm sorry. I'm going to try counting how many times I have to roll the dice. I'm probably going to lose track. Okay, so, gender and race first, not ability scores. Gender. Now, they give you stat modifiers for being male or female. I am going to assume that our ability scores are already modified with that, because I don't want to do that. I want to try to play as strict to the rules as possible, but I do not want to do that, okay? Okay. Blah, blah, blah. Also, check this out. They have a little note here, whenever they mention gender. Gender, note 1. Those sex usually refers to biological differences, and gender usually refers to environmental differences, blah, blah, blah. So even F.A.T.A.L. Gets this right, so suck on that, turfs. This like stupid-ass board game from 2000 is smarter than you are. So, regardless, we are going to say that 50 or below is female, 51 or higher is male. That is a 98. Okay, that means that we are making a male character. So, let's go ahead over to our book. Gender is going to be male. Male. Okay, so we're going to assume that all of these modifiers are already applied. Even the temperament ones, which annoy me more than the other ones for some reason. Okay, race. Actually, you know what? I want to make an Anakin. The Anakin are some of the more intriguing parts of this game. They're like the children of angels, which I find interesting. Plus, they have like a unique characteristic about them. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to make an Anakin. Okay, so being an Anakin gives us the following buffs and debuffs. Okay, so strength, we get plus 100. Hand-eye coordination is minus 30. By the way, are you seeing the sheet? I just want you to see the sheet real quick. I want you to take in this sheet real quick. We have 25 stats. How many skills do you think we have? I want you to take a minute and guess how many skills we have. Was it over 200? No. Well, my friend, you do not know F.A.T.A.L. very well, because we have this many skills. We have this many skills, that many skills. Obviously, duh. How do you not know that? How do you not have that many skills? You need that many skills whenever you play video games, whenever you play tabletop games. Anyway. These guys are like sort of demonic in a sense. They're not very nice in this world. They're pretty messed up. But apparently they're smarter and stronger than most other people. So that's what we're playing as. Their base life points are 27. They average between 8 and 7 feet. Our guy's going to average 8 feet in height. We are going to roll a 1d10, and we're going to see how many fiendish traits they have. 4. So we're going to put that under special abilities. They have minus 25 ethicality and minus 25 morality. They have minus 25 to sanguine and minus 25 to melancholic. This game does use the humors as a way of determining personality. No, you cannot just have a personality, you need to have it determined by the humors. It can't just be alignments, it needs to also be the humors. This game really likes to praise Aristotle and all of the Greek notions. It's really annoying. They do not have their own society, they are put in human society. They have the following bonuses to skills. Yippee. Okay, so that's all of that stuff done. They receive a bonus of plus 1d20 piety points. So we're going to take the d20, we're going to roll, I got 10. Perfectly average. They usually speak Sapien, and if they have both good language ability and the luxury of education, they also aspire to learn Underworld. Okay, so if we learn more than one language, it'll be Underworld. They have human names. I don't know what human names are in Titania or whatever it was called. Okay, Anakim traits. This is the interesting part. We get to have 4 of these. I'm going to roll 2d percentile. First things first is 48. What is 48? Okay, we have hooves. That's pretty cool. We deal double damage with kicking. Okay, and we also got 7 black eyes with no whites. Okay, so nobody can tell what we're looking at, but we also lose 2d8 facial charisma. Womp womp. We're a little bit ugly. So it goes. I think this would be a plus in a relationship. Okay, so we lose 7 facial charisma. Okay, now we roll 2d percentile again. Okay, 32. We are repelled by holy ground. 05. We have abnormally recessed eyes. Our eyes are just messed up. We look more immoral, dead, and less innocent. Ouch. We lose another 4 points of facial charisma. Womp womp. That is all for our race. And like I said, we're not doing anything about the modifiers for gender. We're going to say that those already have been applied. Now, we can actually do our sub-modifier rolling stats. And this is going to take a while. This is the suckiest part of the game. It's the one that they try to make you do first. And I love rolling for stats. I love rolling for stats. Rolling for stats rules. This game makes it boring. And it's because you have to do it 25 times. Or, more accurately, you have to do it 20 times. But you have to roll 4d100, then divided by 2 minus 1. They put it on a bell curve, which makes sense in an abstract way, but it's not very fun. Am I recording? Yes, good. Okay, so, first things first, physique. Okay, so, we rolled 28 and 77. Hold on, let me get an actual calculator, just to rub it in how much this sucks. Yeah, it's 4d100, so keep that in mind. I'm rolling 8 dice for every one of these stats. 20 times. That means it's 1 That's not 160 dice. That can't be right. No, that's 160. What the hell, F.A.T.A.L? Whatever. 77 plus 28 plus 60 plus 67. Okay. Then divide that by 2. So 115. Okay. And then we got our strength. Unless we get rid of a burrow.
Watch the world as a roar. Morrissey, hacking off your limb. Someone in the back.
Very nice. We're going to try to be a mage with this character, I think. Despite our incredibly slow agility. I think we're called degenerates. Which, if you didn't expect that term from these guys, why didn't you expect that term from these guys? Okay, now we're going to get onto the modifiers. These skill modifiers. These things are calculated, like, I don't know how they're calculated. Here, for physique, we can't get that one yet, actually. However, for the sub-ability of physical fitness, we have 115. That gives us a modifier of plus 5. Yeah, we get to do this for all 25 of them. The actual modifier here for sprint, we can't get that until we calculate our heights. 186 is our strength. It's a little low for our Anakin, but it's still pretty good, all things considered. 186 puts us in the plus 25 range. How does that affect our damage? Plus 25 gives us plus 125% damage. So it more than doubles our damage. Okay, now, clean and jerk. I don't know what that means. That's some sort of exercise thing. I know what the other one, I know what a deadlift, I know what bench press is. I don't know what the clean and jerk is.
Easy clean.
Again, it's been a struggle to that point. Each lift has been. Up it goes, up it goes, up it goes.
But our plus 25 gives us a 186, I assume, pound clean and jerk. Our bench press, very important to know, is 310. Deadlift is going to be 496. I don't know how these guys got these numbers, but whatever. On to our physical attractiveness. We have a 96 that gives us a minus 6. No other modifiers there. Charisma facial is 31. That's bad. We have a minus 75. You'll notice that the skill modifiers that are negative are significantly worse than the ones that are positive. That's because this game hates its players. That's not a joke. That's just because this game has bad design and hates you. Our description is hideous. Much like something else that I know. Woo! And then our control is 83, with minus 18, and our strength is worst for minutes. Yay. Okay, having a 9 gives us a minus 90. Our current armor bonus is minus 90. We can make 1 brawling attack every 4 rounds. And it takes 3 rounds for us to stand up from prone. We essentially move in slow motion. Ding! Okay, all of it's done. Well, all the stats are done. It only took me like 30 minutes. Okay. Rock and roll. They have this section, if your intelligence is low enough that you may get a bonus to your strength. And like, every once in a while, I'll be like doing stuff in this game, and I'll like get sympathetic. And I'll be like, okay, it's just these nerds that were trying to like make their own game. And then they just do something like this that just makes me remember, oh wait, these guys like suck. Like, a lot. Because, like, it's named this. And, like, I know this is, like, 2000, and, like, it's normalized back then. But, like, still, it sucks. You know? We are also going to say that our character is a young adult, for the sake of just convenience. We're going to say that they do not get persistent exercise. We are not going to give them extra rolled abilities. We've already done gender and race. Oh, languages. How many languages do we know? We can know up to 5 languages. So we know Sapien. We're going to see if we're literate later on, I believe. Also, here's a little fun thing about F.A.T.A.L. Every race hates each other, which is just another lovely part of it that just makes up this awesome world to play in, where you get to live out your fantasy dreams of being racist all the time towards everyone. They even have like an area for slurs, and they're not even creative slurs anyway. Okay, the body. More random stuff. Anakim, our starting age is going to be 20 plus, or 21 rather, plus 1d20. We are going to be 36. Okay, so our height is determined by 66 plus 78. That is going to be our height in inches. So that's 2 and 2. That's 4. Plus 11. That's 15. Both of those are cogs. Legitimately. 96. Which I believe divided by... Isn't that 8 feet exactly? Yeah, that is. Okay, so height is going to be 8 feet exactly. Which now, that means that we can finally go back and figure out our sprint speed. Our physical fitness is 115. That means our sprint is also 115 actually, which I assume is in feet. Okay, so for weights, first roll on the table to determine their base weight. Anakim is going to be 3d100 plus 250, 105, 151. 151, that's going to be 401. Then weight adjustment by height. We are perfectly average height, which makes it easier. Our strength is below average, so we do not adjust our weight by that much. Now, we roll for our most attractive feature. What is our most attractive feature going to be? This will be our most attractive feature. This will be our most repulsive feature. Okay, 88 for our most attractive feature. That's going to be our legs, our beautiful, beautiful legs. I guess it makes sense with our physical fitness being the way that it is. And then our most repulsive feature is our eyes. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Okay, now for our skin color. We get a minus 20 penalty because Anakin tends to be pale. I'm not going to try to figure out the connotations behind that. I'm just going to roll with it. Okay, so I rolled a 57 minus 20. It's going to be 37. That means that we are medium. I don't know what medium means exactly, but we are medium in skin tone. Hair color is 100. It is pitch black. Hair length, or let's do 22 inches since we're tall. Okay, let's see our hair thickness rather. We have 43. That means it's thick, wavy, and oily. Now, let's see if we are near or far-sighted, because that is very important to have in a tabletop game. Okay? I rolled a 100. Farsightedness out to 100 feet. We get headaches if things are not within, or if things are within 100 feet, apparently. Facial features. Let's see what unique facial features we have. 55. We have a nasal mole. Oh god, okay. Now it's on for the part that I've been dreading. Now it's on for the sexual features. Now I actually ran a poll about this section of the book to see if it was necessary to include, because I did not want to include it. And it is technically optional. But they considered, my constituents, considered that it is a necessary part of F.A.T.A.L. So we are going to move on to the sexual features section. So hold on tight. The very first thing we have to determine is areola diameter. 73. That's 4-inch areola, 4-inch diameter. Now you probably can see some of the things here already, and you can probably see already that they're going to get kind of wild. Okay, the hue. I can't imagine. Now that I'm actually doing this, though, like, how did I play D&D without knowing the hue of my areolas? 90. Dark. Awesome. Okay, let's see if our Anakim fella is transgender. Why don't we? 15 or below says yes. Okay, I rolled a 20, so no. No, okay. So we're gonna ignore the cup size area. Okay, so nipple length. Roll a 66, which means 1 inch, but we subtract 15 actually, which means 1/2 inch. We're also going to skip the vaginal circumference and depth area, along with hymen resistance. We're going to go directly to tongue size. 75. 4 inches. Woo! Woo! Okay, now it's time for the anal circumference area. Yeah, you can get negative in this area if you try hard enough. I don't know how. That's just like reportedly what you can do. They talk a lot about ripping, which I don't like. But we're just gonna roll 7. I'm not gonna make a joke about this, but it's 5 to 6 inches, which is very low. It increases because we're male right up to the next category. So it's 6 to 7 inches. We're second to lowest. It says you can fit 3 fingers up there. So there you go. Now we need to do another bell curve. The height or length of the character in feet is converted directly to inches. This is the base length of their manhood. So the length right now is going to be 8. Okay, now we do a bell curve. Oh, poor fella. That's going to be 33 plus, that's going to be 47. Yeah, not looking too good for this guy. He got an 80, which means that we subtract minus 20%. So it's going to be 6.4. This is very important for the character. This is very, very important. Now, we're going to see about the circumference. So we're going to multiply that by 0.85, which gives us 5.44 as the base. And then we're going to multiply that by another, okay, so 5.44. Looks like he might not be so, unlucky down there. That's going to be 88 plus 43 plus that's 127, which is plus 49%. Ooh. That gives us a total of 8.11 for the circumference, which is what matters anyway. I'm not going to go any further. I could go a lot further in this regard, but I won't. But feel free to talk about it all you want. Rare features, foot size, because we need more of that. 10, guys got small feet, 9.5 inch feet. 51 for whatever's next. Handedness, he's right-handed. Next is head circumference. Another thing that you really need to know. 93, guy's got a big head. 32 inches. Okay, and then we gotta modify it this way. See, because that's lower than 50, we're gonna subtract 0.76 from it, which means we're gonna be left with 31.24. That's important for if we find a helmet. Keep that in mind. We're gonna skip the pregnancy section. We do not have any allergies because our health is high enough. We're gonna skip intoxication, blah, 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 blah. Disposition. This part's actually super boring because it's just a bunch of like old Greek philosophy and like, who cares, honestly? Who cares? I'll still do it just for the sake of completion. God, I do not want to do the piety points. I don't even understand the chart for piety points. I'm not going to do piety points. I don't understand it. Okay, let's roll. 59, which means that we actually have 34? Yeah, 34 in terms of ethicality, which means that we are neutral in terms of ethics. I'm not going to go on like the actual discussion of what the ethical morality system is, because it's already hard enough to explain like the, lawful, neutral, chaotic, good, neutral, evil system of D&D, and this has like so many more. This is what, more than 4 times as many like alignments for it, because it's stupid and overcomplicated. So I'm just gonna assign it and move on. Okay, 6. We are neutral, ethical, immoral. Neutral, immoral. So he's evil, he has no code, but he doesn't necessarily, he might keep his word and stuff. Whatever. Charts and stuff, chivalry codes. These people are so full of themselves. Okay, on to the humors. Roll percentiles for each of the 4 temperaments. Okay, so this is going to be sanguine, this is going to be choleric. Choleric is 94. Very choleric character. Sanguine is 44 minus 25. That's going to be 19. This is going to be melancholic. It's going to be phlegmatic. 72. And 92 minus 25. That's going to be 87. That's going to be 67. A very melancholic Anakin. So we're going to be a primarily choleric and secondarily phlegmatic. What does this mean? I'm just going to pull up whatever it says. Whatever. They're just like, whatever. These guys are just going to fight in an arena and kill each other. Who cares? Okay, mental illnesses. Gonna skip right on over that section. Yeah, really gonna skip over that section. Social statuses and stuff. Okay, we're gonna be raised in a human society, naturally as Anakin. Our birthday. Gonna roll a d12 for this. We were born in the 7th month, on the 19th day, in the year of 5064. F.A.T.A.L. Let's see if we're an illegitimate bastard child or not. We were a bastard child. Okay, so we're going to take a minus 20 to our social class. We rolled a 41, we take a minus 2 from being a bastard child, so that brings us down to 19 total. Which puts us directly in the slave category. Woo! We do have a little bit of money though. We have 1d4 silver. 1 silver. We are slaves, we are illiterate. Woohoo! We do not have education, that means that we only speak the 1 language. That also means that we are pretty limited in our occupational choices. Let's see if we're married, huh? Or let's see if we have siblings first. Or let's see our birthplace. Our birthplace, okay. Birthplace comes first. We rolled a 40. That means we were born in a village. Let's see how many siblings we have. We have 1d6 brothers and 1d6 sisters. Brothers, sisters. 3 of each. 5. We are the 5th one born. Let's see if we're married or not. We are unhappily married. Oh, here's another fun one. Sexuality. Yeah, we have a random modifier for sexuality. It has modifiers like with strength and stuff. What are you yelling about? What are you yelling about? I'm not dealing with that. I'm just doing well, Anakin will actually get a +1 to being straight, which I think is funny enough to include. We're not gay. I can tell you that much. Sexuality is straight. Debauchery. We get a +30 to debauchery because of our race, which is like fantasy racist, I guess, but weird. We're actually pretty prudish. Only have a 35. That's pretty prudish, all things considered. Okay. Ooh. We're getting there, slowly but surely. Okay, there's the chivalry. Don't care about that. Don't care about any of that. Oh, blah, 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 blah. Occupations, here we go. That's on page 169. We're on page 169 so far. Actually, let's see how far they go. 169 down to 269. That's 100 pages of occupations, and there's like 4 per page. There's things like Fletcher, groom, like a animal groomer, hunter, knacker, which is someone who makes harnesses, marbler, someone who works with marble, mountaineer, someone who climbs mountains, the reeve, the guy who's subordinate to the bailiff, shipwright, skinner, soap maker, soldier, swineherd, tailor, tanner, wainwright, winch, all that stuff, the necessary stuff for a fantasy adventure. But what are we? Let's see what Anakin are known to be. Bandit, berserker, gladiator, mercenary, slave, slave trader, sorcerer, and thug. Let's see if we can be a sorcerer slave. Is that possible? No, we cannot be a slave sorcerer. That sucks. Man, that really sucks. Maybe we can be a thug? Or no, I guess slave is an occupation. So I guess we're just a slave. I don't know why our other character's beefing with just a random slave, but that's what we are. Why is slave even an option? How do you go on an adventure as a slave? But let's see what our job is. 24. Dock Walloper. How exciting. They're just beefing with a random dock walloper. What is it? Why are you making noise about it? That's a shame. Slave is a pretty boring option, but so it goes. Okay, on to skills, which suck. Luckily, I've done a lot of work already when it comes to skills. Okay, so Anakin start out with 1d100 plus 75 skill points. We roll a 53, that gives us 128 skill points. So now we just have to invest them. Okay, our vision doesn't have any modifiers, so that's just going to be a minus 45. Okay, so we have 128 skill points. Oh, Jesus. This is so... I cannot imagine doing this on paper. I really cannot. Okay, so I'm just going to put skill points. I'm going to put 10 skill points in each thing that we already have bonuses in. So brawling. I'm not actually going to put any in brawling since we already have such low agility. Oh god, we have such low agility. We can't do anything. Intimidation, I'll put 10 in. Mangling is pounding based. Sexual adeptness, nope. Trickery, nope. Weapon specific, we get to know a weapon, I guess. God, we suck though. Our agility is so slow, we move so slowly. How do we compensate for that? I'll put 10 points in wrestling. No, I'm not going to put 10 points in wrestling because it's agility based. I'll put 28 points in that one. Try to offset it. So now we have 90 points. I mean, if we're a dock walloper, I guess we can put some in mainly. Equipment. He has 1 silver to his name. He does not have equipment like other occupations do. Let's be merciful and give him a weapon, at least. Look at that, a club. Perfect. And that goes along with his main club. He has a +1 to use it. The damage is 2d6. The range is null. The weight is 2 pounds. The size is small. The height is tiny. I can't say anything about that because D&D has cheese on it, at least in 3.5. Try to just smash their head with our club. We're going to see how that works out. Okay, I think that's everything. I think everything from here on out is magic, spells, right, magic items. We're going to give our boy 1 magical item. So we're going to roll, I don't know how a D1000 works, so I'm just going to do a digital one. 826. That gives us a melee weapon, a magical melee weapon. Okay. So maybe he's not going to use a club after all. Sorry, I know I've been quiet. There's a lot of pages. There are a lot of pages. A lot of useless pages. Okay, 55 ordinary magical weapons. Okay, so 72 means this guy has a medium spear. In that case, we will move his mangling from there to impaling. Okay, medium magical spear has +32 to attack rolls. Rock and roll. That's what I'm talking about. I think that we are done. Oh, God. Do you see what the problem is with this game? Oh. 900 pages is ridiculous also, by the way, for a book like this. Because you have to sort through constantly. You have to sort through any tabletop book constantly. And, like, you do not always want it to be long. Because then you just get, like, it's useless. Now we just need to come up with a name. Samuel E. Carson. That's our Duckwalker. Okay. He's choleric, he's phlegmatic, he's got beautiful legs. And he is done. Oh my god. Oh my god, that was a lot of effort. Now that we have created Samuel E. Carson, we need to make our second character for our F.A.T.A.L. off. Now, we can go through the whole process again, that took us hours, or we can go ahead and use the character generator that actually came with the product, which is what we're going to do. Behold the F.A.T.A.L. character generator by F.A.T.A.L. Games. Now, this character generator actually is the intended way to make characters, and it makes a lot of sense whenever you think about it. It automates the process for you and actually gets rid of a lot of the little minutia here or there. It's quite handy whenever it comes to making these characters. I've tested it out a little bit, so instead of actually doing it the old-fashioned way, we're going to go ahead and just use the character generator. Space. Are you at least 18 years of age? I believe so. Yeah, so this is for 2nd edition, which is unfortunately not what we want, but it's going to have to do. The dice never lie, blah, blah, blah. Okay, choose race. So we're going to do a random race. So that is Q. So that is going to choose according to the race percentages. Next is gender. We are a light elf. Okay, I don't know what the deal with light elves are, but I know that they are probably a good aligned thing because the creators of this game are racist. Now, let's randomly choose a gender. We are male again, okay. The following table will display your currently unmodified sub-ability scores. Okay, so we are unmodified. Our physical fitness isn't great, blah, blah, blah. Hand-eye coordination, our agility is a little low, like our Samuel E. Carson. We're pretty smart, so this one may be a sorcerer as well, if, you know, we're not a slave again. Okay. I mean, that's pretty bad. It's just in terms of game design, because that means nothing to me. I can't parse it. So let's see here. We're going to acquire a random mental illness if we re-roll. we're not going to do that because I don't want to deal with them. No. So we're going to just choose young adult just to make this easier for us. Randomly generated sexual features. Yes, please. Here are our final sub-ability scores along with skill modifiers for each sub-ability score. Okay. So it looks like we have a lot of negatives, as usual in this game. But we are pretty analytical. Our smarts are pretty high up there, all things considered. We're actually not all that bad in terms of physicality. We're pretty healthy. Healthy as a horse, really. We're pretty charismatic. We're actually very charismatic. We're a little undexterous. And we're not very wise. But those are pretty normal. I mean, we can't be very wise if we're playing F.A.T.A.L. Okay, these are our final ability scores. Our physique is 106, our charisma is 118, our dexterity is 86, our intelligence is 121, and our wisdom is 92. Here are randomly generated bodily features. Our age is 0. We are an elf, which I know elves have weird... that can't be right. That can't be right. Okay, well, something's off. It says that we are 8 inches tall and we weigh 2 pounds. We're 0 years old. Our BMI is 22. We're overweight. Our breadth, which I don't know what that means in this instance, is 4 inches. Our foot size is 1 inch. Head size is 10 inches. We're right-handed. Hair length is 2 inches. Hair color is white. It's thin and straight. We might need to redo our character, because I think something went wrong here. Yeah, something went wrong here. Well, we're a serf. We're unhappily married at age 0. Okay, well, I'm going to save this character just in case. Okay, we're going to redo that. Oh, it's gone. We're going to try that again. Okay, 18 years of age, yes, yes. Randomly selected race. We are a black dwarf. In that case, I think we are bad because the creators of this game are racist. We're going to randomly choose a gender. We are female this time. Okay. No, we are not going to re-roll. We're going to randomly choose an age this time. We are venerable. We are an old lady that's beefing with Samuel E. Carson. Yes, we do. Okay, we are a weak old lady. Oh, God. This game... Well, actually, Samuel E. Carson might have his work cut out for him because of how slow he is. Okay, our physique is 58, our charisma is 100, our dexterity is 97, our intelligence is 97, our wisdom is 101. We are venerable, which means that we are super old. We are average in every regard, except for physique. We are allergic to eggs. That is going to be relevant, I'm sure. Okay, now to determine our name, it is Alberadis. Now I'm just going to copy down the information. I think black dwarves are supposed to be subterranean, so I don't know what she's doing necessarily here. Computer, pickpocket. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Silversmith, slave trader, sorcerer, spy, and weaponsmith. Sorcerer, I see sorcerer. Let's do sorcery. There we go. Fantastic. We are going to be a sorcerer because we are a serf, which I believe allows sorcery. Occupation, okay. Serf occupations include sorcerer. That's what we'll do. We'll be a level 1 sorcerer. That's how they spell it. Alberadis is a sorceress. Oh, are you kidding me? Our only good wisdom stat is common sense, which is the only one that it doesn't matter with. We don't have the drive or the intuition to be a sorcerer. The one cool thing that we could have done, and we can't do it. Are you kidding me? Why is there even an ability requirement for any of these? Okay, never mind, we're not a sorcerer. We're a lame non-sorcerer type, I guess. We can't use any magic. I wanted to use one of 400 pages of magic in this book, but no, we are not allowed to. Can we at least be an assassin? Physical fitness? No, we cannot be an assassin. We're not allowed to be an assassin either. Can we be a pickpocket? Just an old lady pickpocket? Okay. We fill out a lot of the requirements here. We're phlegmatic. It says that you can be any race other than ogre or troll, which we are. It says that you can be female. We meet all the ability requirements. We're a serf. I don't know why a peasant can't be a pickpocket, but whatever. It says that the dagger is most likely. Okay, skills. Appraise gets +5. I wanted to use some of the magic just to get how ridiculous it is, because it takes up like 200 pages, just like the spells alone, and they're stupid spells. But I'm not even going to be able to do that because the game refuses to let me. So whatever, I guess we're not going to do that. There's a lot of book here. Our old lady now has a stiletto dagger with a +23 to hit. Her reaction speed is still only +3, which means that she has a -2 to initiative, which could be a lot worse. She deals 1d20 damage. We're going to go on to her magic item. I don't know how the D1000 works, so I'm going to just go ahead and roll a digital die. I rolled 129, which puts us in the potion category. Let's see what potions we got. Let's go ahead and roll. We got 78. Potion of Quintuplet Impregnation. I feel like the magic spear was probably a better piece of magical equipment. Sorry about that, Alberadis. Got a little bit screwed with luck there. But still, I don't think that she's entirely dead, because our boy Samuel is still very, very slow. So she can definitely outmaneuver him. Okay, now we have our classic old lady pickpocket. And she is going to be trying to fight our Samuel E. Carson. Why, I don't know. We'll try to figure it out. But for now, we move on from part 1 to part 2. Miss Alberadis has an initiative modifier of -2, whereas Samuel E. Carson has a modifier of -18. So, first thing we're going to do is roll for that. Samuel E. Carson's roll is a 19 minus 18. That gives him a roll of 1, which is pretty much impossible not to beat. Alberadis is a 6, which gives her a 4, which is also impossible not to beat, except whenever you roll a 1. So she is going to be going first. She is going to sneak up behind these boxes here in an attempt to take down this giant of a man. If she can, she'll be able to loot him for all he has. Though it looks like he has nothing much on him, he is an Anakim, and they are known for being demonic in nature. If she can, then maybe she'll impress her gods. If she impresses her gods, then fortune will surely favor her. So she wants to take down this random Anakin that she has found. She is going to rush up and attempt to stab him with her stiletto. Now, I believe there's a rule that every 10 feet gives you a -10 to initiative, which actually means that Samuel E. Carson will be going first. Let's see if she actually successfully hides from him. Let's roll a hide check for her. She rolled a 59 modified by her hide. Her hide is +30, so that is an 89. He has to beat that with his spot, I believe, which he almost certainly does not. With his 33 roll, he has a +0 to it, so he does not succeed. She is hidden successfully, which means that he does not get to attack her despite out-initiating her. She is then going to try to stab him. He has an armor of 1 because he moves so slow. She is going to roll. It is a 98. That actually can potentially do crucial damage. Now, because she rolled so high and his armor is so low, she has a 100% chance of doing extra damage. Now, because her dagger is so small, it will only do ×2 damage. Okay, we rolled a 4, meaning that's delivered directly to his left leg, meaning that there's no further damage. Instead, it's just ×2 damage. So now we're going to go ahead and roll here. We rolled a 31. Her dismemberment is plus 13. So we are going to add 44 is going to give us the pectineus muscle that connects the thigh to the torso in front, flexing when one brings their thigh up toward their body. Their leg is hindered by 15 strength down to 1/4 movement for 2d4 days. And of course, the damage is doubled. So we're going to go ahead and roll her damage, which is a 1d20. We rolled 13 damage, which is then going to be doubled to 26, which is then going to be brought down, in fact, by 21, I believe. Actually, I don't know the order in which they're supposed to happen. I think it's probably minus 21% and then doubled. So that's what I'm going to do. So we're going to deal 20 damage to Samuel E. Carson. Samuel E. Carson has 7 life left. He is 1 point away from being unconscious after a stab to the leg. That's not good for him. She actually gets a second attack, which I forgot to roll initiative for. Okay, she rolled significantly higher initiative. Now her second attack, now that he's noticed her, is going to come after his attack because, her attack is negative now that she's actually run after him. So he is going to be able to make an attack first. Since our boy Samuel E. Carson was damaged this round, he actually needs to make a check before he can actually make his attack, I believe. He lost 20 out of his 27 life, which is a little bit less than 80%. So let's see if he rolls above 75. He does not. He loses his attack. He is stabbed directly in the right leg. As he yells, steps back as it opens up another opportunity for our girl, Alberadis, to take for another attack, since she has a special weapon that allows her to do that. She rolled an 84. An 84 plus her modifier of 23, that easily makes it able to attack him again, because he has a 1. Wow, it's above a 1. So that means he's unconscious. He's on the ground. He falls face first into the water and begins to drown. She raises her arms in victory before a thud interrupts her celebration. As an ogress approaches, there is a special attendant to this combat. Hammerdown, another character that I brewed up trying to prepare for this entire video. Hammerdown approaches, and let's roll initiative for the both of them now again. Now for Alberadis, her first attack is a 54 minus her initiative modifier of 2, so a 52, and a 88. And Hammerdown's is a 76 modified by her minus 140 initiative modifier because of her weapon. So Alberadis is going to be able to attempt both of her attacks, even with her running after Hammerdown. Given the size of Hammerdown, Alberadis is actually going to step back, where she's going to take a random bottle that Samuel was drinking on and going to hurl it at Hammerdown. Hurl, in this instance, Alberadis has a +0. Hand-eye coordination. What is her hand-eye coordination? -6. Alberadis has a -6 when it comes to hurling. And that is actually a potential critical hit. What is Hammerdown's actual CA? It is 41. That hits significantly higher. So that means that this could be crucial damage. This could take Hammerdown down. Can Alberadis actually win this? Let's see what a bottle does. The bottle is going to be a pounding weapon because it's bludgeoning. It is tiny, so it's only going to deal 2 times damage. Now, let's see where it hits. It's a 4. That is the left leg. So let's go down to pounding legs. Now let's roll and apply her mangling modifier. That is a 19. Alberadis' mangling modifier is a -8. So she rolled an 11, meaning it hits one of the common plantar digital nerves that extends into each of the toes. Hammerdown's foot is disabled for 1d4 days, yielding half movement rate, which actually means that she will not be able to get to Alberadis in this round. Interesting. Let's see how much damage she actually deals. Okay, 8. Wow. So 8 times 0.79 times 2, that is going to be 12 damage to Hammerdown. Now she just needs to deal an additional 31. Yay! Alberadis is going to throw another bottle. Okay, that one, however, misses entirely. Now it is Hammerdown's turn, as Hammerdown grabs one of the crates as she rushes forward and hurls one of those. Now that is the same size as Alberadis, meaning that it could deal some significant damage. Now what is Hammerdown's hurl? It is plus 31. So let's see if this exceeds 20. It does. Now, okay, let's say it's the equivalent of a chair, which is going to deal 1d8 damage. So it will deal 1d8. Hammerdown has a significantly higher strength, meaning that she applies 250% damage on every attack. So that is 3. That means it only deals 7 damage to Alberadis. She dodges most of the crate as it hits her directly in the shoulder, but it explodes and she dodges most of the attack, meaning that she actually survives. It brings her down to 9 HP, which means that she only needs 6 more to become unconscious, but she is still alive. Last time that thrown bottle actually worked pretty well, so Alberadis is going to try that again. Does that work? I believe it just barely does not. No, unfortunately, her hand-eye coordination just is not good enough as it flies past the ogress. She is then going to charge in, charging as an action to try to attack with one last-ditch effort. She hits. That's an easy hit for her. That is a significant chunk of damage. Well, it actually only deals 21 damage, but still, that's better than 18. Hammerdown is not having a good day. She did not expect this level of resistance from a puny black dwarf. Not because she's racist or anything, but just because, well, I guess she is racist. She is unethical, immoral. But she is 10 points away from unconsciousness. Can she come out of this alive? Let's see if she actually succeeds on keeping her attack, because I forgot about that in the other rounds. That was a good chunk of damage. That was over a third. She fails. Alberadis is then going to stab the ogress. She is going to stab Hammerdown straight in the legs. She succeeds. Does she deal enough damage, though? She does. She does. She stabs her in the leg, and as she falls, she punches her in the jaw, knocking her down. As Alberadis raises her hands up once more, this time the true queen of F.A.T.A.L. She raises her hands in victory as she fades from existence, and hopefully this game fades from my mind. Hurrah!